Hey guys, my name's Ashley. Most of you know me because I'm going to post this on my Facebook and my YouTube channel. But if any of you stumble across this just on my YouTube, do a little introduction. My name's Ashley. I live in Chicago. I'm 21 years old. And I've been smoking since I was 11 years old. I wanted to quit, tried to quit lots of times. The willpower, the cold turkey, cutting down, only having this many a day, smoke half now, smoke the rest later. All the normal methods. Nothing worked for me. I tried and tried and tried. And every time, because I couldn't do it, I would feel like a failure, which would make me more upset, which would make me smoke more. A while back on my friend's Facebook status, my friend Monica's Facebook status, she said she wanted to quit smoking, and someone recommended her this book. It's called The Easyway to Stop Smoking, and it's by Carr. It's a brilliant book. I recommend anyone that smokes or that knows someone close to them that smokes to read this. You will not need willpower. You will not gain weight. You will not feel deprived. You won't need any gimmicks or substitutes, and you will lose the fear of withdrawal pains. This is completely true to what it says. It's the easy way to stop smoking. And you don't feel like you're giving anything up. You're not giving up smoking. Because really, what are you giving up when you quit smoking? Nothing. You're having so much more to gain out of life. You're giving up all the bad things. You don't realize how much nicotine brainwashes you. Now, for those of you like, well, no shit. I know smoking's bad for me. Well, okay, if you don't know me, I smoke anywhere from 1.5 to 2 packs a day. I started when I was 11. I'm almost 22. I've smoked the majority of my life, and I have extreme asthma since I was a baby. I have to use my inhaler all the time. I have to carry this with a pack of cigarettes, just like this. I carry it like this and don't even think twice about it. Oh, I got my inhaler and my cigarettes. And after I extinguish any cigarette, I have to use my inhaler. And those of you that know me will kind of laugh because you're like, why do you do that? Well, that's ignorant. Why don't you just quit smoking? But it wasn't that easy. That's what I always say. It's not that easy. You don't know. You don't smoke. I'd make excuses. Oh, I have too much stress in my life right now. It's the only thing keeping me sane. Or, I could be doing worse things. Or, we're all going to die anyway. Yeah. We've all said them. We all have heard them. Because smoking is an addiction. It's just as bad as other drugs. It's hard to quit, but it's not really hard to quit. It's just hard to undo the brainwashing and get your mind prepared. Right now, I put out my final cigarette about 30 minutes ago. I would have had like 3 by now, usually. And I'm excited. I'm so glad I'm free from it. And I know I'm not going to go back this time. This book, I can't explain to you. Okay, let me tell you some other people that have quit with this. Not just me. Ashton Kutcher, Ellen DeGeneres, Lou Reed, David Blaine, Jason Mraz, Stuart Copeland, and Sir Anthony Hopkins. That's just a few amongst a long list that I saw on the website that I wrote down. I just wrote down some of the most known ones. The website is www.theeasyway2stopsmoking.com. They have the book, of course. This is actually the revised book. The original one was written 20 years ago. It's really short. It's like 210 pages or something. The original book was written 20 years ago. This is a revised copy that has little sayings, like little review thingies in it, feedbacks from other people. Like this one says, your instruction of continuing to smoke while reading the book is very clever. As I read, I felt myself being conscious of every cigarette I smoked. That's very true. The hardest part of the whole thing for me was not stopping by the time I got to like the 5th page. I wanted to quit. I wanted to be done. Let's see. I have not had any nightmares or sleepless nights, unlike my last attempt at stopping smoking. Nor have I felt particularly miserable. Quite the opposite. It was like a totally new life that I was in control of. Dogs, stop it. Just trying to find a couple for you guys to hear some of the feedback. I always thought if I quit smoking, I would feel less happy and less confident. In fact, the beauty of your book is that from the outset, you feel more happy and more confident. And it's true. It's like you're free. You escaped. You don't need it. There's so much to explain with it. I can't explain it, but all I know is if you smoke, or if you've even considered quitting anything, get this book. Seriously, the success rate is outrageous. 90% for the book. He has DVDs as well, and tapes and CDs. There's clinics. Now here's another thing. This is what got me in the beginning. I was like, how can a book help me quit smoking? Book's not going to stop me. But, you know, whatever, I'll read it. Because I make excuses, because I'm a smoker. Well, I got the book, and I heard that, you know, he even talks about that in the book, how everyone was skeptical, how he was even skeptical at first. He smoked 100 cigarettes a day, and he came up with this and quit, but he wasn't sure if anyone else would really take the time to read the book or would even try it. So he also has clinics, and he has clinics in every state and in every country, every province. They have a 100% money back guarantee. When you think about how many clinics there are, smokers cough, when you think about how many clinics there are all over the world and a 100% back money guarantee, could he afford to do that if it didn't work? Really? And out of all those, only 10%. Would you two stop it? My dogs are being crazy. She's my little wiener dog. No, but if you think about that, only 10% get their money back, which means, you know, I mean, that's incredible. That means all the others quit. And I don't think someone could afford to do that where they have that many locations. Do you see all my animals? My dogs are going crazy over there. The little white speck right there is my cat in the computer chair. It's a zoo. Another one's sleeping over here. Anyways, they're very distracting. Anyway, no smoking. Okay, so, yeah, he couldn't afford to do that if it didn't work, honestly. That was kind of what drawn me in. It's like if all these other people quit, you know, they may not have all smoked as much as I do, but some of them could have smoked way more. It's worth trying. So I did, and I am so glad I did. I'm really excited. I don't have any of those worried knots in my stomach. It's like, oh, I need a cigarette, need a cigarette, need a cigarette. If you think about it, we don't wake up overnight. And he mentions that somewhere in here, but I should have put little stickies in here for points that I wanted to point out. But you can read the book and read it for yourself. And I really hope you do. But, and again, look at the website. Check it out. Like, there's other things, too. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. So, yeah. There's other options that you can get, but I don't know. It's just stuck out to me because I was like, if that many people can quit, then it's got to be at least good. It's at least helpful in some people. I did read some reviews online. And they were kind of like 75%. Oh, you know, he quits. The others were like, well, I guess it could help you if you really wanted to quit, but for me, it wasn't enough. But he even says at the end of the book, if you don't feel like it, reread this book a couple times. If it didn't do it the first time, which it usually does, but if it didn't, reread it. Don't try to quit if you have any doubts left that you'd want to be a smoker. He makes you so excited about being a non-smoker. It makes you wonder why you did it for so long. And I got this book like a week ago, and honestly, I'm a really fast reader. I could have read this tiny book in a day. But because after the first few pages, I knew I was really going to quit with this, it was scary, and it was kind of like, oh, I'll read a little slower. So I read a couple pages a day, a couple chapters here and there. And today, when I started reading it, I was here. The little page is folded over. I was here, and I read I was about halfway. And I read this much today and just finished it. I was like, you know, today's going to be the day. Today is January 13th, and I quit around 10:45 a.m., put out my final cigarette with a smile, and I am a non-smoker now. And to prove that little tidbit of the fact, for those of you that know me, this is really going to surprise you, because you know how I am with my cigarettes. I smoke my cheapy little pyramids, by the way, because I couldn't afford anything else, and these were still expensive. My mom and I go through 2 to 3 cartons of these a week. Yes, 2 to 3. They are $37 a carton. You do the math. You know how much money I'm going to save, even if my mom doesn't quit? and I do, which I'm not. That's another thing. My mom smokes. A lot of people in my family smoke. I am not the littlest bit of fear to be around that smoke. Matter of fact, I'll feel sorry for them. I'm not going to envy them. In the end, I know as a smoker, I kind of envy people that weren't, or people that had cut down. Do you hear my dogs? If you hear like that little grunting, I'm like, ha! They're like playing tag and being obnoxious. I don't know if you can see them. They're crazy, puppies. But anyway, I have 1 cigarette left in this pack. I had 2 left when I had my final one, and I was like, I don't want this. Now, the old me would have been like, this is going to be my final cigarette. Oh, I only have 1 more till my final cigarette. No, it was like, I don't even want that crap. So, pack is now empty. Little remaining poison in the bottom. Ashtray. Let me get this down here where you can see it. You ready for this? I don't need this to make me feel good about myself. I don't need this to keep me from stressing out. I don't need this whatsoever at all. And neither do you. And I really hope that this has at least made you curious about the book, and it at least has made you, want to go look at the website, check it out. Maybe it'll spark your interest. It's 2011. It's still January. It's still time for resolutions. If you've been wanting to quit, what? I know it's always, it's not the right time, this and that, and all that's covered in the book. But really, you never know when that last cigarette's going to be that last cigarette, or which one is going to throw you over the edge and cause something really bad to happen. And not to mention, you're just wasting your own life away. I could go on, but this book isn't about just the health risks or anything like that. It's basically all mind stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I wish you all good luck with your journey to stop smoking, but I promise you it's way easier than you think.